Hey there, we are almost done and we're wrapping up 2024 here. I cannot believe it. And so as we are heading into what is likely going to involve some vacation and or downtime for you, I thought it would be the perfect time to share with you how I stay incredibly productive while doing nothing, as in like taking time off. I take a lot of time off at the end of the year to be with family, to go into full time mom mode. And that's exactly what I want to kind of map out for you here today. My name is Megan Summerall. I am a productivity, time management, and planning expert for women. And today I want to introduce you to this concept of what I call passive productivity. There are three types of productivity that I talk about: active, passive, and restorative. And today I want to make sure you really understand what passive productivity is. All right, so let me ask you this. Think about where you were the last time you had one of those like light bulb aha moments when you weren't, actively trying to think of something or solve a problem, right? For me, I get them all the time when I'm out like on a run or a walk, or if I am like in the shower or taking a bath. Those are times where I tend to get all sorts of great ideas and or solve problems. And there is, there's actual science why sometimes water and nature and all of that can do that. But I want to tell you why it happens to me on the regular. It's not just by accident that I'm always coming up with creative ideas or solving problems when I'm not trying to. All right. There's a technique that I use to actually prime my brain to go into problem solving mode or creative mode for me when I am taking downtime. All right. So, first, let's understand why we get so many of these great ideas when we're really not actively trying to think about it. Well, let's say you are trying to solve a problem. All right. If in the heat, like you're sitting at your desk, you're like, I got to figure this out. I got to figure this out. Your brain is going into output mode. All right. When you are doing that, hang on real quick. My dogs are going a little crazy. Hey, caught them right at the worst time. So at your brain is like output, 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 solve, 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 fix, fix, fix. So what that means is kind of think about like if you opened up the lever for a dam, the water is going out. It's going to be really hard to get anything going upstream, right? So if you're forcing your brain to kind of go into output mode, it's not going to be open to receive ideas, thoughts, etc., really at all, because you're extending all the energy into kind of output mode. This is why so often those ideas, the creative thoughts, etc., come to us when we're not actively pursuing them, right? I know my sister recently shared with me, she will often wake up in the middle of the night and have solved a mathematical problem that she was working on at work. And so she'll like write it down real quick and then go back to sleep. So here's what you can do to actually maximize passive productivity. Anytime I'm like stepping away from work, maybe I'm going out for a walk, I'm signing off for the night or for the weekend, whatever it is, if there is either a problem I'm trying to solve or I'm like, man, I could use some fresh ideas, right? For instance, I might be thinking about, wow, I'd really like to find a fresh way to talk about and teach people the importance of a time audit, right? Because that's something I believe is foundational. And it's where I start everyone inside my signature time management and planning program. So I'll actually write down on a piece of paper either the problem I'm trying to solve or the idea that I'm open to receiving. So I might write down, I would really love to come up with a fresh way of explaining and teaching the importance of a time audit. I'll write that down and then I will read what I just wrote out loud. So I'm physically writing it and then I'm audibly saying it. So I am now plugging that into my brain in both ways through the act of writing and the act of saying it. And what I'm essentially doing, and this isn't just magical to me, this works for anybody, is I'm telling my brain, I need you to get to work for me. And the subconscious starts working for us without us actively thinking about it. But if you go that extra step to actually write it down and then say it out loud, the chances of you having that idea or solving that problem go way up than if you just were to be like, I'm frustrated and walk away from your desk and not take the time to write down and then say what it is you are opening your subconscious to getting to work and solving for you. Now, ladies, this is especially important for us. There have been a number of studies done watching brain activity in men versus women when we're sleeping. And women's brains have a higher level of activity when we're sleeping than our male counterparts. So, if you are someone that tends to get all sorts of great ideas or solving problems in your sleep, like my sister does, that's likely why, because our brain is still going. It's not like our brain shuts off and goes to sleep. So I would love for you all to think about, spend some time if you're heading into, some downtime and vacation here over the holiday season, and take the time to write down and then read out loud what you are inviting your brain and your subconscious to get to work doing for you while you are resting. And that's why I call this passive productivity. Restorative is when we're actually sleeping. We do need sleep, but this isn't something where you're like logging out and going to sleep. You're in motion doing other things, right? Celebrating with family, enjoying the holidays, whatever it may be. But your brain, your subconscious is actively working to solve problems and or come up with creative ideas for you. I do this all the time, and this is why I feel I'm always able to present new ways of teaching, helping people understand, opening up to new ideas. I'll do this sometimes when I'm reading a new book that I'm learning from. I'll write down, like, I love, I really want my brain to come up with concise ways of sharing these powerful things that I've been reading. And then it kind of gets to work. And sometimes it happens within the same day. Sometimes it might be 6, 7, 8 days later, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, I have it. So don't time box this. Sometimes our brain comes up with solutions real quick. Sometimes it may take longer, but I promise you it will 100% serve you and work. So I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Don't forget to prime your subconscious to be productive for you while you are not working, and have a wonderful, wonderful holiday.